How's this sounding? No, go back to being live. Check. How's this sounding? No, go back to being live. Check. How's this sounding? Okay, that sounds fine. Cool. Time to get the link and to ping a bunch of people. Stream ping. Stream ping. Boop. Nice. And now we wait for the attention to come swarming to me. When one person gets here, I'll start work. Can't believe I started so close to lunchtime. Actually, what time is it? Never mind, it's 12:30. Oh, whatever, I'll live. Hello! How is everyone? I'm doing mid. Yes, you are. Hello, Amaranthine. Since last stream, I've gotten a cute little music widget going. And now I'm also just streaming like the Homestuck soundtrack instead of Lumi Radio for like, I don't know, copyright reasons, question mark. I assume I won't get copy stricken for the Homestuck soundtrack because it's like, it's the Homestuck soundtrack. So, you know, that's there. Let me know if music needs to go up or down or something. It's really fiddly. I was trying to connect it directly to VLC so I could like just have VLC open, right? And just have it playing in here. It didn't like that. When I tried to pick a list of like media applications, it said nothing. It gave me no options. So now I'm playing all the music from inside OBS, which feels bad, but hopefully will be okay. And then at some point OBS crashed, so some of my settings are still reset. Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Today I wanted to work on... Okay, well, let's see. Last time I worked on... we worked on adding the component panel. I switched back to the main branch instead of the branch I was working on. Which means currently progress looks like... progress looks like this. If I try to click on this... Oh, I'm not sure why it's... Huh. Well, whatever. There's the add component button. Today I'm not going to work on... I'm not going to continue working on that. Instead, I want to have the field, like, favoriting button. So essentially how this is going to work is, if I pull open the diagram, the component drawer is going to have a bunch of... So you're going to have a whole bunch of fields for every single component. And it's a lot of information to display all at once. This is generally the biggest problem I have with game engines that displays too much information. I generally don't care about most of the information that things display. Unity prefabs just display every single piece of information. Godot is better because you can only access the top layer, except for the top layer usually also has a lot of information I don't want. And if I want to expose any information like deeper in the prefab, I have to do it manually, which sucks. Instead, what I really want is in all of the prefab's components, I can just click on one and then hit a little star, and then that'll appear on the main category. Since last time, I've gotten... let's see if I can find the test for it. Here we go. So before, you could only reference, or you can only have references that are like directly other components. Like one, so this is one, this would reference this. This is two, this would reference this. Now I have it, so you can use dotted paths. So one dot reference would do this dot reference, which is actually two. So now this and this both reference two, which makes this useless. So I think this would get destroyed as soon as it's created. Hello, Nicole. Nick Skull. Alright, so there's two... I'm gonna grab up and paint on it. There's two main components we have to the thing I want to do today. So if we have one field, which just looks like a box for just a field. So we have the field name here, and then we have a smaller box inside of it with the value, which I'm just gonna say like 7.9. There we go. That's our field. I want to have a star here that you can click on, right? Maybe for now I won't have it be a star and it'll just be a box because I still don't have texture support. So that's a bit disappointing. So it'll just be like a yellow color, or it'll be a box that colors between like black and yellow, I guess. I'll get textures in at some point, don't worry. That's like there's no way I'm going to be able to do any of this stuff without textures, so I'll have to do it eventually. For now, I'm just gray boxing. Maybe I'll make the intern do textures. Alright, so there's two parts we have to focus on. We have to focus on actually creating the button, which should be easy, and making the button do the thing. Okay, one, make the button for all fields. Two, we have to add the field to a favorites list. That's important. And three, we have to actually make the favorites list display. All right, these three parts are what we have to do today. If we look at the component panel now, we can see that we can pick things from the hierarchy. And it currently, all it does is it essentially displays this component right here. This is the main object component. So, for example, where is it? So, for example, here is, I selected a cube, right? So you have access to all of its transforms, you have its positional data, some other stuff. If I go to the cube prefab, you can see that it's just, oh yeah, name, transform, mesh rendering stuff, children, all exposed. So then, the first component here would be the cube, followed by the named, the transform, and the mesh renderer. And then the hierarchy. This top button here is going to be the favorites list. But I have to actually set up this whole component system. So maybe I'll start with this. How I'm thinking we're going to have to do this is... First of all, we need a reference to the current component, which in this example is just cube. Then we need a cursively find all serialized references. This would be stuff like the transform, mesh, renderer, etc. And then we actually need to organize those into a list. Let's start with the first part, which is just... Okay, we already have a reference to the current component. That is in editor.selected object, which is just... I think it's a property on the component panel. You should be private. Hello? No, stop that. Yeah, okay. So the currently selected object is a property of the component panel. Where if I go to it, it's just right here. And then whenever you set the selected object, it sets up the currently displayed name and then all the fields. Which means all of the code we need for setting up the fields should just be right here. If I select this cube, it has the name of the whole object and then the fields. I think I want to... Well, actually, if we go look at the mock-up. We have the object name, the folder where it is, and then no other information. I'd like to also display the name of the component that's currently selected. So... For example, if we were selecting a cube, it would say if the object name, the folder, and then below it, it would have the... So this would be the prefab name. This would be the folder where the prefab is stored. And then probably below it, we have the name of the component that's currently selected. I don't care about the folder right now, because currently everything is just in one big folder. So I think the first thing I'll do is just... Okay, component panel. This would be a lot easier if we actually had the editor so I can edit this instead of looking at gibberish. I should also name things. Naming things would be pretty cool. Here. Name equals interior. Correct. This is the vertical. Okay. So this bottom one here is the fields. This text struct here is the object name. This is the main layout. Yeah, sure. Hey, Lily. Essentially what I want to do is I want to slip in another text rect right here that has the that just contains the class name of whatever component is currently selected. Let's see, fields, that's be changed to 5. So name text is going to be 3. Component name text is going to be 4 now. Let's go over here, I can do an object called component name text. I'm going to change this to prefab name text. I'm just going to put the component name text string equals the type.name. This I'll set that in code, so that shouldn't matter. Paste this. No component selected. Let me just write this so that it's a little bit clearer. Let's see. Yeah, so I select one of these, it's going to show up as some middle cube, and then cube. Which, true, that is correct. This is a cube. If I select this, it's going to have hierarchy with no name, and it's a hierarchy. Okay, so that's one part down. Here, let me actually make a new branch. What are we calling this? Favorites panel. Boop. Add a component class name box to the component panel. Watching someone program, especially do it with such familiarity, kind of reminds me of watching a wizard cast ancient magics. Yeah, right. These are my special light player powers. Is just making computers do whatever I want them to do. I've been known to be pretty good at that, as long as I'm not, unless I'm under a time crunch. See, Lily knows what I mean. All right, that's the first part. Second part, we have to find the list of referenced components. Okay, so we have this. Boop. Recursively find all serialized references. That should be right here. We can easily get a list of references by doing... Oh, shoot. How are we going to do this? I really don't want to do horrible, horrible magics. I don't want to slip into the dark magics. Like I did for the, the code recursion parts. Because those do not look good. Let's just do this the simplest way possible. List object things to search equals, and this is going to be the selected object. List object things searched is going to be empty. Don't worry, I can make it pretty dark if you want. While things to search dot what do you mean exists? Oh. There's no isEmpty method? Hold on, I'm gonna make an isEmpty method. Where is it? Too many extensions. Public. Oh wait. It's Annie, right? That's the actual thing. Annie. For both clarity and for performance. No, I'm actually not going to do that. String is empty. That's supposed to be a string. That's supposed to be a bool. It's empty, and it's going to do not any. Oh, thank you. Well, things search is not empty. We are going to sure, we're just gonna call it things search. I believe I have a pop, right? Yeah. Okay, here we have our thing. And at the end of the thing, we're gonna have things searched dot add I would love to have a function that adds it. Actually, then I suppose we should do a set. What kind of sets do we have? Hash set? Nah, I would like a list. Where's the extensions? Public, static, void. I don't look at a bool. Add if distinct. Yippee! There we go. I love AI. It just does all the work for me. So it says that if it's not in the list, then it will add it. I think Chaos Swamp Hag is kind of a gender for for the kind of grotesqueness I'm performing. Okay, now we need a list of okay, now we need a list of everything with serialized reference in the class. So we're gonna do thing, nope, thing dot get type dot target custom member. We need the members where the member has custom attribute, no, where the get custom attribute of serialized reference is not null. Boop. All right, this contains all of these things. Actually, I'm gonna just stick this in the list. To list. List object. Next search. Actually, I can just add these directly to things to search. Alright, so now we'll just add everything that contains this to the list of things to search. Member wrapper. Why are you complaining? Skip value? No. Oh, it might be no. Where member next thing. Next thing is not no. And I know for a fact that this is an object. Right. Can I just put that there? No. Alright, so it's complaining that what this thing does is that it returns something that might be null, and I want it to filter out things that aren't null. Do I have a thing that says where not null? Yes, I do. Is that me or is that... Huh. I'll rename this. Where not null. Where key not null. Where value not null. There we go. I made my own custom thing for that. Okay, so right now this would she wear on my null till I return error. You're so right, Lily. So true. Okay, so here's the issue with this. If we have something that okay, so if we have thing A, if it references thing B, and thing B references thing A, it'll loop around forever. So let's preemptively not do that. Where next thing things searched, specifically things searched does not contain this thing, and things to search doesn't contain this thing. There we go. Now it'll filter out things that don't already exist. And then that should take care of things being referenced multiple times within the same thing. Okay. This is the... there we go. This is the kind of, like, dark magic I was talking about. This sucks. I would like to indent this, I think. Alright. Well, this should at least get us a list. For now, I'm just going to print it out. Things searched .2D lim string. see, Lily, this is why I need to teach you how to program so that you can do witchy things. Okay, here we go. We have... this is actually kind of close enough. We have the cube. If I go over here. We have the cube, we have the named, the transform, the mesh renderer here, the hierarchy here, and then we also have the list, which is the list of children, as well as another transform? Why is there another transform? I don't think it has any children. Yeah, it's probably fine. That's probably okay. Okay, so that is this section down. Now we just need to put it into a list. We can put this list in the component panel. How should we divvy this up? My next question. Where should we put the horizontal split? Essentially, we can put it name, component, field, and then we have the things over here, right? Or do we want to do... Yeah, I say it's probably fine a lot, don't I? There we go. Interactive stream. Which one do we do? A or B? Vote in the chat live now. Imprints are probably going to use A. Okay. Everyone's agreeing that it should be A. Epic. So that means... I hate working with lists when I can't see them. Okay, that means the whole box is going to start out being split into a subdivision, right? This subdivision is going to become a vertical subdivision. And this one will also be a vertical subdivision. Right? Alright, that means that the first layout should be probably a vertical split of some sort. Because I do not care for organization, I'm going to stuff all of these in the same, like, just down here. And then someone else can deal with it later. Vertical split. You are going to have you as the main child. Children. Alright, this should get us the... essentially exactly what we had before. The problem is I need a new... Yeah, I need a new vertical layout that contains the component list. It's going to be component list. I'm going to need this thing to expand. Horizontal expand equals true. And also need to have this here. So components equals 7. Add a reference here. I can add children. Components. Here we have refresh fields. I could also add a function that says refresh components. And I can move this entire thing to a new function. Void refresh. This should be private. Oh, it's public? Okay, sure, whatever. Oh. Void refresh components. And I'll just grab all of this stuff and stuff it down here. Well, okay. If selected object is null, return. Okay. First things first, I have to clear essentially just this. Components dot clear children. If it doesn't exist, then we'll ignore it. If it does exist, then we'll loop through and do all of these fun things that we already did, which is pretty neat. So things searched should have all of our components. I think for now I will just add a little square. That sounds fun to me. Let's make a new prefab and just call it like component icon selector button thingy. I don't think I actually need... Okay, this should be pretty easy, actually. Here. This should be component selection button dot toml. What is this? This is gonna be a... This is going to be a button with a rectangle inside of it, right? How have I been doing rectangle buttons before? Oh, I have a button rect. So I'll just do a button rect. Do I have the... I need to set a minimum size. What's the name? Component selection button. Minimum size equals... Let's have you be something like 10 by 10. I have no idea how big a 10 by 10 is, but let's start with 10 by 10. What's being made right now? I'm setting up these little buttons along the side of our like inspector panel that contains all of the like currently relevant components. How do I instantiate this? That's my... How do I instantiate anything, actually? Hold on. I have an instantiate method automatically generated, but I need to know what it actually like does. Okay. It just deserializes... Yeah, okay, it just deserializes a file path. I can do that. So we have an... what is this? Rect button, right? Or button rect? Button rect. Close. And we're just going to deserialize a prefabs editor component selection button. And I'm just going to cast this to button rect. And if it ends up not being a button rect, it'll crash, and I don't care. button is going to have a click action where this selected object is going to be a component, and then we're just going to add the button as a child, and there we go. That should organize everything nicely in a list. Hopefully. Maybe. Okay, it didn't crash. That's all. We have little 10 by 10. 10 by 10 is very tiny. Maybe I'll make them 25 by 25. That's better. Oh yeah, because all of these things are 25. Not crashing is a great sign, yeah. Okay, what happens if I click on this? If I click on the top one, nothing should happen. It crashed. Crashing is not a great sign. Enumeration collection was modified. Where? Oh. I can't add things directly. I have to queue it up. My bad. I'm not allowed to just add things in the middle of an update. I have to wait until the update finishes and then I can add it. No? Still not happy? Oh, this is gonna relate back to a bunch of other magic I was doing earlier with the way the queuing works. Where are implementations? Okay, so notification gets finished. We add a child. This sucks. Well, let's debug it. Let's see where it crashes. Okay, but like, can't you tell me where it crashes? What notification is this? It's a mouse up notification. What notification is it when I'm not queuing it up and I'm just adding it directly? I'll explain what's going on here in a second. Oh, it's still a mouse up notification. What? These are two new buttons. What? That doesn't make any sense. Is this still the same 7 objects? 0. There are 0 objects, apparently. Why are there no objects? Huh? Which hierarchy is this? Huh? Why are there 0 objects? Well, okay, so let's think about what's happening. If I don't try to queue it up, essentially, what happens is... I'm deleting you because you're no longer useful. What happens is that we have a mouse pointer. We have a click event, right? And then it goes through the entire list of, like, things, right? If we try to change this list in the middle of the click, when it tries to give that to the rest of the little individual buttons, it'll be like, wait, all of these buttons are different. What's going on? And then it crashes. So I have it set up to wait until after the click finishes happening before it actually goes and changes the buttons again to a different number of buttons, right? So that the click doesn't complain. It's not doing that. It's still, like, in the middle of a click, which is worrying. I have this magic thing called notification finished, and it just happens every time whatever is currently happening stops happening. I have a sneaking suspicion this doesn't do what I want it to. I have no way to test what's actually happening, I think. I could do this. No, I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, I need to... Oh. Okay, this sucks. I understand what's happening. It starts by removing all of these children. That's why it's 0. It starts by removing all of them, and then that's why the thing is like, there are no children. What is happening in the middle of my process? Which means I could wait for this to happen later. Or I could just wait for the entire thing to happen later. There's this, I can just say, like, there's this funny thing called, oh wait, where I can just wait for stuff to happen. I'm going to wait for for notification propagate. Can I do that? How does this work? I just want to wait for it to finish. Well, time to go Googling. Welcome to, like, half of a programmer's job. C#. Oh wait. How does this work? We have a task. And... oh wait, I need to make this asynchronous. How do we wait? How do we await for something? Get byte array async. I see. Mark the download docs main page async. Okay. We have a task, and we await for something, and then we return something we're done. Okay, so I can make this a task. That sounds cool. Wait, downloading. Like, do I just start you immediately? I have no idea how this works. I'm just gonna say I can start you. How do I wait for something to be true? Oh, let's just Google. Wait for event. This is also dumb. I don't like doing this. Up here, we're just gonna say, hey, when the notification's finished, then refresh the things. There we go. That's way easier. When the thing's done, refresh all the things. There is a while in C#. It just wouldn't have helped, because then it would just loop forever. Kind of. Yeah. How does refresh feel? Actually, why is this not crashing? That's fine. Where's the it's probably fine. It's probably fine. It does nothing. That's good. What does this one do? Oh, it changes to be the named. Unfortunately, I can't go back. So, now it's the mesh renderer. That's pretty cool. Now I can change the ambient occlusion of this to like 5 instead. So now it's like grayish. And then if I go back to the main cube thing, it's like, oh, yep, that's 9. That's great. Now it works most of the way. The only issue now is that there's no back button, which is like an issue, you know? So really, I need it to track which object is actually, like, which main object is selected, and then which, like, component part of it is selected. I'm actually gonna put this as a commit. Add selecting, add error being referenced components of objects. Boop. There we go. Okay, so we can't just set selected object. We have to set a specific selected component also. Object selected component. What did you fill in for us, Magic Machine? Don't care about you. Don't care about you. You can be turned into a neat little bit there. Yeah, when the object changes, I want the selected component to be the selected object. Easy enough. I want you to refresh the components. I want you to refresh the fields. Whoops, stop that. Now I just need to fix this so that instead of changing the selected object, this changes the selected component. And that should be it. Wow, my code is a mess. If anyone tried to look at this, I think they would immediately, like, pass away and die. Why are you set to the wrong thing? Oh, no, you're supposed to be selected component dot get type dot name. Actually, I could just say boop, and then have this be boop boop. There we go. Don't worry, this is all gonna get like shoved under a rock somewhere while we focus on like the easier to edit stuff. It's fine. Trust me, it's fine. Okay, here you go. Cube. Oh, it doesn't change the fields. That's because the fields are looking at the object and not the component. Selected component. Selected component. Here we go. Oh, it crashes. That's nice. Is it another object does not match target type? What a wacky message. Let's see. Refresh fields in line 86. Duh. You're supposed to be this. There we go. I forgot to copy paste the old words. There we go. Look at them. Isn't that so pretty? So here is just what? Which transform is? What are you? This is obviously the position of something. What are you? Hold on, what about the other cube? Wait, what? This cube should be shifted over by like 2.5 meters. I'm not sure why it's not. That makes me mildly worried. Why? Okay, so see, the bottom cube, no, sorry, the top cube is fine. It has just one transform. So if I skip through this, there's only just one transform. There's this one, and it's and this is the height, and it's working correctly. This one, this blue one, has an extra transform on the bottom, which I think is actually, yeah, this is the actual one it uses for positioning. So then I wonder, what's this one? And I'm very frightened of this, because these are supposed to be the exact same object. Why does this one have an extra like layer of stuff on it? How did it get there in the first place? Here, where's the... I'm gonna nuke the files. Well, actually no, let's explore the generated files. Should all be in... not there. Prefabs? Editor... Now here, some 3D scene. It's opening it in VS Code. Okay. This is interesting. In the microwave? Okay, so this might be like... Oh, yeah, you're so right. I don't know, I want to be nice and bubbly, you know? It appears that one of these cubes has its own whole list of things that it has been set to. I'm betting this is like junk data from a previous test, because if you look at these, like, this is not referenced anywhere. This one is not referenced anywhere. This one's not referenced anywhere. So I think the thing to do here is to just... I cast explode. Oh. Well, now it's broken. Did it... Hi. Build. Copy. Copy all of the folders. Well, now it's not copying any of the folders. How dare you? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know what we can do? It's real simple. I cast explode. Now what are you gonna do? Error running does not exist. Then make it exist. Why are you You literally have the power to make it exist. Why aren't you making it exist? Okay, there we go. To the woods. Teleport to the woods. Okay, this is all what it was originally. If we go to the middle cube, there we go. It now only has one transform. That's pretty neat. That's cool. Congratulations. We have a thing. Make the hold which field is currently being edited, or which component specifically is being edited. Boop. Okay. I'm a little bit worried about all that junk data because that means something somewhere isn't working right, but I'll just ignore it for now. Okay, we've done step 3. That means we can go back to what we were originally doing today, which is adding a favorites button. This favorites button. You can go to the woods. Sick. Let's just start by making the little funny star button. That should be pretty easy because I have a I have like a field editor somewhere. Actually, what are you doing when you refresh? Oh, it's making it manually. That's cringe. I don't want to make it manually. I want to make it like a prefab. Here, I'll just make it prefab. Field wrapper. I don't feel like we're reorganizing all this code. It's fine. Alright, so all we need to do is we just need to add a button rect favorite button. Okay, here's our new button. We can just add it directly. We're gonna have the minimum size be 25 by 25, and that's it. We now have a button. It doesn't do anything, but let's just make sure that it works. Or that it, like, exists. Okay. Not quite what I was expecting. Okay, that's cool. Oh, because I added the text twice. That's made my head. My bad. There we go. We have a favorites button now. Each one of these things has a little favorites icon next to it. And I'm actually going to increase the size of these little buttons to be slightly higher. Just make you 30 by 30 to give you some, like, a little bit of difference. Alright, so that's step 1 down. We've made the button. Now we have to actually add the field to a favorites list. The favorites list is... Okay, how do we store the favorites? This is the next question. Where do we put this? Where do we put it so it saves? You know? We could put it on the cube prefab, right? So, I don't know if we can do that. Yes, it's exactly like having one menu separate just for changing favorite options. Okay, well, relative to the currently select... I double-clicked on it. Gosh dang it, now there's 2 of them. Essentially, what I'm saying here right now is that for this cube, if I want to favorite this, what favoriting it is going to do is it's going to favorite it for the entire scene. Not just for the one cube, for the entire scene. And that's stored in some 3D scene. So that means this file somehow is going to have a list of favorited fields, and then it's going to be like, for example, 2 dots local position, right? And then it'll grab this thing and it'll favorite it, and then somehow we can access it later. Thankfully, Toml allows us to do that. So, I'm gonna open prefabs. Where's prefabs? I hate prefabs. When I get it done, it'll be easy to use. Hopefully, maybe. But, you know, until then. Is that a new list? What is this gonna be a list of? I guess a list of members? Member info? Question mark? Yeah, sure, whatever. Favorited fields. Boop. So then every time the button is pressed, we can just go... Where is it? Clicked. Oh, there we go. Look, it's magic. It's magically done. Isn't that awesome? So now it's getting added to the list. That's cool. Awesome. We have to add a 2.5 though. 2.5. Save the favorites. I'll do that one later. I want to display it right now is the main thing. Although first, piss break. Ah, shoot! I don't have a. I don't have a be right back thing here. Can I duplicate this? I don't know how to use OBS. Thank you, Lily. That's specifically why I referenced it. Paste duplicate. There we go. Yes. No. Rename. Be right back. The name's already in use. Where? Be right back text. Yippee! Here, have fun with Pink Cat from Homestuck. I don't know what I just did, but I did not mean to do that. Yeah, okay. Unselect it. There we go. How do I mute myself? And back. Turn that back down. I forgot what it was at, so hopefully that's fine. Alright. Alright, let's just display it. The next question is, how do I actually display it? It's like, yeah, I can click on these all I want, but I don't know where they're actually displayed. If we look at this thing, we can see that it's supposed to be this one big button at the top here. The issue with that is this one cube is not related to anything else. I think that's probably okay though. So like if I favorite a button on this upper cube and then I go to some middle cube, there will be something related to the upper cube. Because it's just favorited things over all of the whole entire prefab. This definitely won't get confusing. I can probably have it be fields on that specific object. So it'll only show this cube's favorited fields instead of the other cube's favorited fields, you know? That's probably, that makes sense, yeah. The next question is, how does this fit in with our panel having just a selected object and a selected component, right? We could have it have like two modes between component mode and favorites mode. Although that makes it feel like it's a little bit, that makes it way more clunky. It stops being, oh yeah, it's the component panel, you know? Can we make a fake component object? No, we can't. That's sad. Oh, actually, we could just have, if the selected component is null, then we display the favorites. And if it's not null, then we display the current thing. So essentially our top button will just set the selected component to nothing. And then it'll fall back to displaying favorites. That feels a little bit hacky, and it won't work for if we have like other stuff we want to put in there, but right now we don't have other stuff we want to put in there, so someone else can deal with that later. This is typical in software in software development. So I'm actually going to split this up into two separate functions, where this is going to be part of, extract this into a method. Yeah, let's try it into a method. Let me refresh selected component fields. Boop. So now this is its own thing. So if selected component is null, then we're going to refresh favorited fields. And then otherwise, we refresh selected component fields. That's way more, like, more obvious of what it actually does. And I'm just going to copy paste this and then shuffle it around a little bit. Favorited fields. I don't particularly care whether selected component is null. I care if the selected object is null, but not the component. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I have a suggestion in YouTube Studio. The stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. You're recommended to use a stream of a bitrate of 2500 kilobytes per second. Oh, this is because I changed my my resolution. Hold on, it's in video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change video settings. That's sad. Currently I'm streaming in 720p, but YouTube wants me to stream at 1080p. Remind me to change that later, and I will. Aw, thanks for the wishing luck. Oh, okay. So this is the part where we realize, oh, we want to have fields, right? But like, they're 99% of this thing is like the same code, and that's cringe. We want things to have like, we want to put all of the code that's the same in one place so that we can just reuse that one thing and then change it however we want later. I'll get this working first and then I'll move it somewhere else. I actually don't care if select objects null. I literally just want to check for the favorited fields. So in let's see, what is it? Where's the favorite button? This thing. Editor.prefab root. Here we go. This is the important part. I do care if the prefab root is null. So now if editor.prefabroot dot favorited fields. Oh. So currently, in order to actually look at the object that we're trying to look at, we have to have a reference to the object that it belongs to. Which means we can't just store the field itself. We have to store the field and the object that the field belongs to. So I'll just change this to a tuple. Use to an object, component. No, not components, just one. And for you, I want to component member component member. Wrap you with a tuple. I think I'm just gonna have object component equals selected component. That way I can just recopy all of this out to here. I'm gonna make a function. We're going to, where's the extract button? Refactor, extract method. Okay. To add field, it is going to take a member and a component. That sounds appropriate. Yeah. Boop. So we can just see that this thing just loops over add field. And now this thing is also going to loop over add field. Hold on, I'm just going to have this be selected one. So now, thanks to the magic of reusability, these two things look pretty much the same, which is awesome. I have to fix all of the spacing because I'm insane. Alright, so now the favorites page should work, except for we have to actually add the button that has the, like, the big button, you know? So we're just going to start by adding favorites button. Start by having a favorites button. Where all it's going to do is going to set the selected component to null. That should be it. Oh, I do actually want to really quickly make this this button slightly bigger. Minimum size equals, we're just gonna get 40 by 40. And we'll see how it handles it. Huh, it's expanding. I don't want it to expand, so I'm going to go to the button thingamabob, which is here, and say, what's it called? Horizontal alignment equals center, I think. No, that's not what it's called. Alright. Where's my rect transform? Rendering. Oh no, it's GUI. Rect transform. It is called anchor preset? No. There we go. Horizontal sizing. And the options are fit center. There we go. There we go. Now we have all of our component buttons working. So we have each of our components here, which is nice, and we have the big one for favorites. So actually I can change that so it now says favorites. Actually, here, I can stick this in the refresh. Boop. Wait, that's components. Here. This is going to say favorites. And this is going to say... is going to have the class name. There we go. That's arranged a little bit better. So now if I favorite something, for example, the... let's do the top one, because that one's more interesting. If I go to this transform and I hit... if I favorite this local position, it's not changed color right now. And I go to the favorites, hey, there we go, it's now favorites. One interesting thing, though, is that technically this position and this position are different. But hey, at least it works. So I can do 2 and it'll go down. I can do 2.5 and it'll go back up. Yippee! That means we have this down. Except for the fact where... no, okay. Add favoriting buttons to fields. Except for the thing where I just said earlier, where we only want... come on, load back up. Where if I have something favorited on here, like the rotation, how did I click on both of those at the same time? That was impressive. Yeah, okay. So you have the... if I have the position of the... what's this? Middle cube saved, I don't want it to show on the upper cube, because it's a different position. I can modify this to be 2.5, and it'll go out, even though it says I'm editing the upper cube. So I actually go back to the favorites. I need to make sure that the selected object is not null. And we need to do all the favorited fields where remember the horrible stuff we have set up here to check yeah, remember this thing where it has the list of the list of components? We need to do that again. So I guess let's just make it its own function. Private void get all components. This is actually going to be an enumerable of spy object component. The enumerable, an enumerable of objects. There we go. And then instead of adding things to... Actually, yeah. I can make this list. Sure, you can be static. Okay. I can go up here and make a list of objects that is available components equals this. So I just want to filter everything where the reference object is the... Okay, yeah. So now it's filtering out for all of the... Stop that. It's getting all the favorited fields where the available components, which are just the things that are referenced, contain... Yeah, where the available components has the actual component that is relevant. I would love to make this named. There we go. So now it should appropriately filter out the fields that are relevant. So, middle cube, that's this one here, up on top. If I favorite its position, I can go to the favorites, and okay, it's there. Now if I go to, oh wait, that's that one, sorry. This one has a favorited position. If I now go to the upper cube, I can look at the favorites, and they're not there. And in fact, I can favorite its local position, and it'll be up here. So if I go back to the middle cube, you can see that it only has its position. What happens if I click on the hierarchy? No favorites. Interesting. I suppose that's fine. I guess. Makes sense. Yippee! That's a new task. That's a new commit we can make. Filter displayed favorites by selected object. Boop. Okay, that's completely done. Now we just need to serialize them. I think how this is going to work is at the top of a prefab, I'm just going to say favorited fields equals, and then a list of dotted paths. So like one.prefab, right? Currently, this won't work because if we look at the serialization code, we can see that it just loops through every single thing in the table. Which is not good. We need... If we just loop through everything in the table, then it's going to pick up favorited fields. It's going to think that literally favorited fields is another component, and then it's going to be like, oh, why doesn't it have a prefab or a component reference or whatever? Which we don't want. That's bad. So I think we're going to have to start by filtering out things that are just named numbers. Because in the end, the editor is going to be doing all of this, and I can just use numbers, which is fine. If you want to give things names, then just give it a name directly. Now do table where What is the source here? It's a key value pair of string and object. Okay. Pair dot key. I could just do like, could I do string dot is null or empty? I need to get whether all of the characters are numbers. I could just say all, and it'll loop through all the characters. I could do c dot, I guess do char dot is digit c. That shouldn't break anything. Did I miss a? Yes, it did. Convert into method group. Boop. Okay, there we go. Now this should only load things that have numbers, like integer numbers. Why are you complaining? Did I misspell something? I forgot that I have a file that doesn't obey this. I believe it's actually the editor file. Yep. I'll just name it 5.1 for now. Also, what was I complaining about? Name. Oh, wait. I only hit M twice. 6. So now that all of the keys are numbers, I suppose I could just make them strictly integers instead of strings, but yeah, whatever. Alright, everything still works. That's good. So I didn't immediately break everything. Now the important part is that I need to load... Oh, shoot. How am I going to load these things? Okay, so the first... Essentially everything up to... okay, the last thing that's dotted is going to be the name of a field. Everything before that is going to be an object. I have a thing that loads an object. I just need to save the end bit. And otherwise just like get the last one as normal. Just do last index of... This should work. So I'm gonna start by going... Let's start by manually putting one in and then try loading from it. And let's see where that gets us. Oh, I do have a function to get reference from here. So actually this should be super duper easy. I think I want the favorites table to be at the top, right? So add do make a tonal array of favorited. Wait, sorry, I did this backwards. Okay, this is a save file, and we're loading the save file. So the first thing we're going to do is, where's a prefab root? Prefab root dot favorited fields equals, I'll do this table, if the table has if it contains something called favorited fields, then we can do things with it. So we can do table favorited fields. Let's slam that in an array. Array. And we could just do, just for now, it's a to-list. And otherwise, if it doesn't contain one, then it can just be empty. It's like, oh, this is the wrong type. What? I know it's the wrong type. Okay, so I'm going to pull in a list of strings, and then I have to return a tuple of a component in its field. So, this thing. This is going to be a. I'm going to make a. Okay, so this is your object component. No, I need to return the component and then its field. In order to get the component and its field. Okay, the component should be easy enough. I could just say... Actually, no, I need to split the path into the string component path and then the string field path equals path dot this needs to be a string, path dot split last on a dot. Why are you complaining at me? Oh, it says it could be null. Wait, why could you be null? What? Huh? Alright, whatever. Getting the component is pretty easy. We can just say, what is it? Get reference from. Component path, and that should return the component. Oh. It'll be fine. I'll just ignore the warnings. You know, easy mistake. Easy. Super duper easy. That's the load. So this is essentially all the loading should be done. Let's simplify this. Alright, that's loading. Now let's do saving, which should be similarly easy. Where we just do... We start by making it... Wait, where's the... Alright, I need to copy this thing to a get reference. This function get reference from. I need to copy this into a new function called get reference to. because it's this thing that loads and saves the references. And I think just for right now, I don't have to have it do anything besides just directly getting the direct ID. But it allows for good reusability, so that should be void. Oh wait, this should be a string. I don't remember how this section of the code works. It's fine. Sorry for the noise, by the way. I have my window open because it's a nice day outside. And I would just slap this this get reference to in here. Okay, this is the thing that generates all of the references. So as long as I do it after this, it's fine. Should be an object. Should be a component, actually. So get a reference to a component, return a string, and then yeah, it's fine, chat. No, I also say this like to myself when I'm programming off stream. You know how much I love chat. I just keep talking about chat. Whatever. I'm gonna do tummel array. That's gonna be the favorited fields times 230. Okay. Are you complaining at me that I could do this? Oh, yes, right. The AI pretty much got it right. Ooh, I actually want to stick this down here. Or have the prefab table. Prefab table dot add favorite fields. It's called favorite fields or favorited fields. Favorited, okay. Actually, you know, I think I will call it favorite fields. Alright. Let's see if this just let's just see if it magically works. Let's just grab the prefab for the scene so we can watch it change live. Not you go away. Okay, here we go. So now if I pull this over here, I open some middle cube and I favorite the position, it should pop up with the position in the file. Oh? Alright, it did it. That's pretty cool. And now, if I do... Yeah. So now if I close it and reopen it, we should be gaming. Oh. The given key 1 was not present in the dictionary. That's a you problem, I think. I don't know the issue. I need to shove all of this down here. Throw it in there. Why don't you hide a parameter of the same name? Oh, so you do. Yeah, we have to figure out what the favorites are after we load what the actual objects are, believe it or not. We have to load the favorites after we load everything else. Oh! It works! We have favorites now. And if we load the upper cube and go to the favorites, it should have nothing in it. Yes! Phenomenal. We have done it, gang. And I think we should always navigate to the favorites first. Select component means select object, select component should be null. That's it. We have now done serialize favorite fields. We can now commit it, and then we can push it. Oh. I forgot to update TME. I now have to... Okay, I messed up. So I updated some code in a library, and it didn't save the code until right now, which means it's not available earlier. Which means I have to rebase you. How do I rebase you? What do you mean? Can I squash into you? Squash commits. Add some new link queue things with strings and lists. Oh joy. Oh shoot, that means this is gonna be wrong now. If I look at this ID, it's... Yeah, this is A6C. This needs to be set to 774. Or this needs to be set to A... whatever it is. Can I have a refresh? Yes, it did. I'm going to amend this. Update TME. And that I'm actually going to... Yeah. I would like to rebase you... Actually, all the work today. Okay, so I want to... not you. Can I... where's my interactive rebase? I would like to actually move you... Can I have you squash? Yes. Pod. Magically do things for me. Rebasing branch. Uh, what's the difference? Sure. Wow, I am so... I hope that worked. I hope that did what I wanted it to. That was... Okay, the magics have worked. Git is an entirely separate brand of magic, and it's horrendous. Essentially, if I messed up there, I could have bricked the entire project, like, permanently. Which is not great if I don't know what I'm doing. So... Skill issue? Question mark? Anyway, now we get to do the fun thing of being like, okay, we fixed it. We fixed the issue. Come on, give me the pop-up. Come on, give me the pop-up. Where's the pop-up? Yes! Let's make a pull request. And this is going to be a pull request for this thing. Okay, this is number 24. I would say... Boop. That's going to be a title. I would say closes. Number 24. So this is the tracker for adding to favorite fields. This is the thing saying, hey, I'm done and I did it. And then I can just hit create. Oh, it requires a review. Too bad. Closes. Boop. Yippee, it's merged, and now I can delete it. So now if I hop back over to my main path, and then I update the project, we can see that, oh, all of that work that I just did, it's now merged into the main thing, which is pretty snazzy, which means I can delete all this other garbage. Yippee! It's official. I did it. It's done. We now have favoriting, which is really, really cool. And I'm going to go have lunch. We got a lot of work done today. We're slowly getting closer to things being really cool and nice and working. I really like it when things work. So I'll see you probably not tomorrow. Maybe over the... No, graduation is this weekend. Next week? See you next week, chat? Oh, do I need a, like... I need a starting soon. But it's, what should my goodbye text be for the stream? Let's see, let's paste a duplicate of you. Not in there. And rename you to goodbye text. Change the actual text to... Whoop. There we go. How's that look? I'm also gonna add like a new thing of text that says give me money on Patreon. I'm gonna make it much smaller. What is this called? Money plead. I'm just gonna like tuck this, not you. I'm just gonna shrink this down and put it over here. There we go. Yippee! See you later, chat. Don't forget to visit the Discord and join the Discord where the game is happening and there's a community. Go to places that give me money. They're in the description. All of these are in the description. I'm graduating next week, so I won't have a job because I was working at the university. What else? There's other links, I'm sure. All of the music's from Homestuck. The Bandcamp is in the description. Hopefully I don't get copy struck. See, it's already working. It's the magics. Except no, yeah, it's just the computer magic. See, the computers do whatever I want. Right, Lily? I'll see you guys later.